Okay, Conrad. Why? No, don't move, mouse. There's still a chance that some Imperials are holed up inside the Castellum. We need to search it top to bottom to be sure it's safe. In the meantime, I want you to run a rendezvous with the main host. Keep your weapon at the ready. There's a chance you might come face to face with soldiers on the run en route. I second thought it might be prudent for you to do a preemptive sweep of the ring of soldiers that have gone to ground. We shouldn't afford them any time to regroup and launch a counterattack. When you've judged your work to be done, report to General Alden in Bittermill. I'm trying to think if we've ever seen anybody with a Agitech prosthetic. That's tell it. Oh, whatever that was supposed to do. It didn't help him from having a chakram shoved to his face. Hello. It's a good thing Monago got the flag flying when she did. Any longer, and the Imperials might have had us at their mercy. The Bull of Alamigo has done it again. His assessment of Ordola's response was without error. Sergeant, all's well at the bridge. Good, good. The fight has died down here too, as you can see. Pippin left about a moment ago with a contingent of troops to occupy Vidolin. If and when the Imperials return, they find us dug in behind their own walls. I gotta have not hope for a better outcome, General. Splendidly done. Let's not get ahead of ourselves. It takes more than one Castellum to turn the tide. My men and I will deal with the remaining enemy forces. Scions, I bid you return to Commander Kemp and his men. Delight not overmuch in victory, but when there's when there are battles left to fight, all our work here is finished. Our resistance allies are waiting. Oh, back to the bridge. So that wouldn't be closest. Again, we did see one that was about that size when we were in Doma. Back so soon, I suppose the general and his men had matters well in hand. The vice marshal and his men showed up not long after you left. If the gods are good, there'll be no one left to fight. It looks like it's just another materia. I know you're not one for waiting, but if you'll bear with us. Commander Kempt, Marshal Tempton reports that their sweep of the Castrium material has been completed. So it's finally over, eh? Pray extend to him my deepest thanks. It's official then, Castrium of Venona is well and truly ours. Mayhap this calls for a wait. Where is Monago? She took her bird and flew off towards the Peering Stones, the village of the M tribe where she was born. I doubt that the Imperials who fled Vodonia had a mind to give them trouble on their way back east, but she was nonetheless worried, so I gave her leave to go and see that her people were safe. Though I pray you are right, 'twould be best if Monago were not alone if she should encounter the enemy. Agree, let's all go to the Peering Stones and make sure that everything is alright. If that is your wish, then I have no objections. Just let the guard know when you're ready to cross. Northeast. Yep. Green sand, do you wish to pass? Do you say you were for the Peering Stones? In that case, mayhap Marshal Turpin should join you. We spied a suspicious pair earlier, here in the Lullafell, by the looks of them, but they fled when they realized they'd been spotted. If they're Imperials, then we can't have them stirring up trouble. They were probably, God, what were their names? The guy who was doing it for money, and then the guy that we caught, and the that was a whaler working with bandits for money. I can't remember his name. Back in the Black Shroud. Since when did you become a bloodhound? Makote once. I don't trust their ears, not their nose. On your guard, Arvin. They're still about. This was simply called Vodonia Bridge before the Garleans arrived. They saw it fit to transform into their base for their supply trains. That's what's more, atop this tower they could survive the area for miles around. Their ambition knows no bounds, nor does their villainy. We will soon start sending scouts east to survey the lands in preparations for our advance. We do not anticipate much resistance at this time, but should we encounter any improvers, we shall deal with them quickly and severely. I do believe those were the only two people that we know that survived the whole killing thing. Happened on the bridge. Nothing can stop me. And there's ether in the air, southeast. We drove right by it. Time to hug the rock. Don't mind me. Northeast. Don't mind me. Oh, that was the last of the air currents. All that's left now is to find the rest of the quest ones. See, we're missing 3. path to the village is through a tunnel just east of here. Follow me. Not just Seekers of the Sun, but not Natnata. Mayhap there is a settlement nearby. We may not have seen any Imperial forces this far, but we mustn't forget that this was occupied territory until very recently. They could still be nearby. Items, so this
Ah, you've come. Welcome, friends, to my village. My home.
How fare your people?
Good, all things considered. Better than the Inanta at any rate. They've sent an emissary. I'll take you to her.
We're here to help. Will you tell us what happened?
Aye. It began with a quarrel between the Imperials and the Kaliana.
The Kaliana are another Inanta tribe. The strongest and the most influential. Unlike the Vera, they want no part of our troubles. They swore fealty to the Empire, and were content to remain within their borders.
Just so. The Kaliana forsook their pride in the fight and yielded to Garlemald long ago. But then a new commander was sent to hold the Black Bridge. She demanded the Kaliana surrender a hostage, this butcher.
Fordola. It doesn't make sense, though. The Vera are the ones working with the Resistance. Why would she threaten the Kaliana?
Because she is ignorant like all Imperials. She knows not the difference between Kaliana and Vera, nor does she care to learn.
I see. All Fordola knew for sure was that the resistance would come from the west. She reasoned, therefore, that if the Inanta on the east bank turned their coats, she would be trapped. I take it the Kaliana had no choice but to oblige her.
No, they did not. The Imperials left with the Kaliana broodmother's own daughter, Anamika. Long days and nights she looked out on the Black Bridge weeping for her child. Until you came. The broodmother knew at once which way the winds would blow. She and her warriors met with the fleeing Imperials in the road and demanded that her daughter be returned.
Bad idea. Fordola's not the kind to take threats lying down.
You know her well. The butcher turned her blade to Anamika and bade the Kaliana move aside. But the broodmother would not yield.
I know where this is going.
The Kaliana surrounded the Imperials, one of whom, whether out of fear or stupidity, cut the child down. There was naught that could be done.
What madness.
The true madness was yet to come. For in her despair, the Kaliana broodmother cried out for her daughter to be restored to life. She beseeched Sri Lakshmi's intercession.
She summoned a primal then and there?
That she did, if only for an instant. Bereft of courage and honor, the broodmother sought solace in her faith. The Imperials fled in terror at the sight of the goddess, abandoning these lands to the Ananta. Now the Kaliana bid us make pilgrimage to pay proper respects. Yet though we Veera revere Sri Lakshmi as the holiest of the holy, we will not prostrate ourselves before her.
And so you turn to us?
Aye. All who have fought with the Resistance have heard tell of the warrior, the Icon Slayer.
Got something on Edgar's horns?
I believe we have heard enough. Inconvenient though the timing may be, if a primal has indeed been summoned, we can scarce afford to ignore it. We must needs discuss how best to resolve this situation.
Materia. I've already forgotten. Did we attune to the Aetherite? Yes. No, sorry, I was distracted by the grumbling of my stomach. Thanks to the Guardians, we've been having trouble maintaining our food stores. Custom dictates that any game brought back to the village must be distributed evenly amongst everyone, but there hasn't been much to go around lately. Without fear of harassment from the Guardians, we've finally began hunting again, but there's still much to do if we're going to replenish our supplies. Any chance you'd be willing to help? If you could bring back, say, 3 Telosauruses, it would be a great help. You'll find them in the to the north of here, but don't kill them. We'll need their meat to be as fresh as possible when it's put away. When you've worn them down enough, you can stuff them into these bags. Without much of a fight. Now I know what you're thinking, but trust me, they'll fit. Stay safe out there. I don't see any other blue quests. I've decided I'm just going to do what I usually do and just use the mouse when I need to. It's quicker and I don't need to worry about which buttons I'm pushing. This feels a bit more natural to me. go back, do those bags saying what I think they do. Perhaps it's better not to ask how a 10-ton dinosaur could fit into this sack. Wow, you really did it. Not that I didn't think you could, mind you. It's just been so long since anyone had the guts to contend with those beasts. Yeah, you can be sure we'll make good use of them. Their meat for rations is a given, but their horns and bones will make good tools, and their hides can make belts and boots. Did you know that Zolosaurus isn't even native to these lands? The Garleans use them for carrying freights, but the Sods can't keep them under control. A few of them escaped into the wild, started breeding, and here we are. I guess you could say it's a blessing in disguise. If they hadn't brought Zoroastrians here, we'd have one less source of meat and materials for fashioning our tools. And with that, we'll call it there. I'll see you all in the next.